It was about 4:30 in the afternoon and I was just having a nice quiet afternoon. Phone went, "Are you Mrs. Deborah Harris?" "Yes." "Your son's been involved in a critical motorbike accident." "Sorry." And I just said to him, "Is he alive?" And he just said, "Can't tell you, I don't know."
Scott Harris was 23, a loving son and an active young man with a taste for adventure. But while dirt bike riding with his mates in 2008, he suffered a horrific accident.
And there was this unrecognisable son lying there. We just said, "We don't care, let him live. He can be a vegetable, we don't care, we want him to live."
Scott made it to hospital alive, but doctors didn't know if he'd survive. He had swelling on the brain, a shattered face, a broken neck and severed nerves in his right arm.
In terms of brain injury, that's the most severe classification of brain injury you can have. In terms of his neck, probably millimetres away from dying, and in terms of his arm, that's probably about the worst type of injury you can have to your arm, far worse than a broken arm.
For more than 2 weeks, Scott hung on, trapped in a coma.
Until he came out of the coma and they could judge what his brain was doing. That was the hardest bit, whether he'd even be able to live a reasonably good life.
After 16 days, Scott finally woke, but the damage was profound, unable to eat, walk or even speak.
Ask him to lift up his hand, Liz.
Lift your hand up, Scott.
But as the days became weeks, then months, Scott's fighting spirit drove an incredible recovery.
Hi, Grandma. How are you? All right.
Slowly, he began communicating with his family as a punishing rehab schedule became their daily life.
And you have mixed emotions. I was still a bit cross. For goodness sake, Scott, why don't you listen to what your old man's saying to you? When are you going to learn?
But he did learn, and after 3 years defied the odds and returned to living independently at home. Looking back on that time is still tough.
At that time, my brain just wasn't there. So I do not remember anything about the accident.
Look at that, look at my finger, I can't stop that.
Struggling with many everyday tasks, Scott realised a whole new set of challenges were waiting for him at home.
Everybody takes their brain for granted. When I did realise that my injuries were that bad, that was when depression set in, just on my own, at home, no friends around, just very lonely.
To break through the things both physically and mentally holding him back, he had to prove he was still capable of living a life many thought he had lost. On his own, he would travel to Europe and snowboard.
It's his life and I just have to suck it up and wish him well.
That trip was the best rehab I could have ever asked for.
While travelling, he met Jasmine.
I thought he was cute.
And the pair quickly fell in love.
It was the first time for him he met someone he could connect at that level with. It was the same thing for me.
Now 9 years since the accident, Scott hopes his story of recovery and determination can help others facing seemingly hopeless situations.
Trauma takes a journey, and where you hit rock bottom is the turning point. And if you have the guts to step out of your comfort zone, amazing things are going to happen.
And if you do want more information on Scott's incredible story and his book, you can visit the links page on our website. All the details are there.